Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to One Mic, One Wheel, the show where we talk all things motorsport and sim racing related. I hope you guys enjoyed the last episode with Lucas Morgan, VSR Jam. Very interesting guy to talk to. Has achieved some really incredible things at such a young age, and a really fascinating interview to conduct. But back to commentary once again. I have another esports commentator in the box with me today. He's my own commentary partner from ILR. He's done multiple leagues as well, and it's another Irishman, which is a nice little bonding thing. So, in the box with me today is Owen Wyatt. Owen, you're very welcome to the show. Happy to have you on.
Thank you for having me, and hello, listeners.
So, let's start at the beginning. Where did your passion for motorsports start?
I think it sort of came from watching with my parents originally, and always listening to the commentators on TV. That's sort of more about how I got on commentary as well. But I'd always end up correcting them because I'd always make mistakes, mainly crofty. But yeah, I would spend my time watching league racing and learning about it as well as real racing. And I think over the last few years, especially, I've gained quite a passion for it. Yeah, it wasn't there initially at the start, but more recently, I've got a real passion for it.
Is there any particular moment from F1 that sticks in your memory?
Brazil 2012. I think that whole race was just chaotic. I mean, everything that could happen in that race basically did happen.
And what was the first racing game you remember playing?
I think it was on the PS2, the Gran Turismo games. I think on PSP as well, because I'd always try and go for gold on them, and it led to a lot of rage, I think, as well, which has translated through to today. But yeah, now playing them, always enjoyed them, and I guess it kept me hooked on the racing side of things.
You get into league racing? How did that all start?
I think me and Tom, we came in together because we had been in sort of another smaller league on PlayStation on F1 2016 before. It wasn't anything serious, but it was a small league, and we did that for fun. We had a few weeks in that one, and we dominated it in the manner. He won the title, of course, because he's just better. But still, I was close, much closer than I am now. And yeah, so we had fun with that one. And I'd already actually tried to contact ILR before. I was an ILR 1 reserve, which no one seems to remember. But I was a reserve in season 1. And then me and Tom, we both went in season 2. And I guess that was mainly our first proper league, but we had been doing it before. But yeah, I think we just wanted something harder after the first smaller league we were in.
And how did you get into the commentary side of things? I know you briefly mentioned it earlier, but how did you start the league racing side of it?
Well, see, we all know Brandon, and I remember watching the old ILR2 streams that you and him did, and he would be the one streaming, and he would never follow anything that you were saying. Say you'd be looking at a certain battle, he'd be just asleep. He'd be watching something else, and it always infuriated me because I'd always genuinely be like, why isn't he switching? Why isn't he doing this? And he just wasn't paying much attention. So I was sitting there thinking, I can do much better than this. And genuinely, just off the back of that, I just sort of started commentating.
I really hope Brandon watches this now. This is going to be fantastic. I remember Brandon co-com for season 2. I have a particular favorite moment of his where he screamed something at the start of the Abu Dhabi race in season 2, which you can actually see. It's still there on the ILR channel if you want to check it out. Season 2 round, I think it would have been round 19 then, I think.
Yes, something like
But
that.
oh my god, it was hilarious and still is today. And I think it's also Tom's favorite commentary moment as well
Yeah.
from that. But so you league race and you commentate. Jess asked this on Twitter. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the racing or do you prefer the commentating?
I think on F1 2017, it was probably more the league race, and I enjoyed itself because I was better, honestly. I think it depends. If you're good at the game, you're probably going to enjoy the racing more. But the commentary was also still fun. It's not like I didn't enjoy it. But on F1 2018, I think the commentary's been a lot more fun, mainly just because, I think, what was it, Murray Walker said it, those who can do, those who can't talk about it. And yeah, I'm not very good at this game, so I think the commentary is more fun at the moment. But I think it's good to sort of do both. It's keeps you fresh to the game, and it is fun.
And I know this is quite common with commentators when they start out, but were you also one of the ones that hated the sound of your own voice? And how did you overcome that hate if you did have it?
I hated the sound of my own voice when I started commentating. If you get me, I didn't actually realize it at the start though. It's more through feedback, sort of realized people don't quite like my voice because I did sound basically like a little girl, and it's still on YouTube. You can still watch, I think UPL Mexico, and I was screaming the whole time. I sounded like a little girl. I was more shouting than commentating, quite frankly. But yeah, sort of getting over that was it just sort of keeping on doing the commentary. You just got to keep going. You'll always get better the more you do it. And I think seeing feedback getting better from people as well sort of help with that, because the more you do it and the more people start to enjoy it, it helps. And eventually I just sort of got over my voice, and obviously it's got a little deeper since then because, puberty. But uh, yeah, I think I sort of overcome it just through keeping at it and seeing good feedback, which is always nice.
So, we've all seen those brilliant rage videos, but a question for you now is, have you actually got anger issues, or is it just a little bit exaggerated for the sake of the video?
I do not have anger issues. I
You sure?
although I've never been tested, but I'm pretty sure I don't have any anger issues. I think a little bit of it is over exaggerated. I don't think anyone in their right mind would act the way I do, literally. But yeah, I mean, it's fun to rage if you can sort of call it that. And normally there'll be other people there as well. Would all sort of be having fun with it. It's not like it's pure anger the whole time. It is a bit of fun as well. And yeah, we can over exaggerate it, but hey, it always makes a good Twitter video at the end of the day. Me and Paul have some of our good rages up there from ILR, or even just ILR practice races as well, where it's just all gone tits up, and we've all just started laughing and screaming and shouting all at the same time. But no, I do not have any anger issues. It's just a little bit of fun.
Have you got a favorite moment from your commentary over the years?
Oh man, there's a lot. I mean, we've got the two Brazil races that we've done in ILR2, and
Hmm.
I mean, they've been really good. We had plenty of great moments from there. I mean, Paga crashing, I think, probably has to be the best one. I think we're still going about that one when he bends it in the final corner and loses the championship. That was a highlight, and yeah, I probably would go with that actually. Yeah, when Paga crashes at the end of season three, Brazil, that was brilliant. We both should have just lost it.
I think you lost it more than I did, though. If you do want to watch that, that is also on the ILR channel. I've never heard so many voice cracks from this man. I mean, it cracked enough at the start, but wow, you were even louder than I was. But it was insane. That was an amazing moment. But from your own racing, what's your favorite moment from your own league racing experience?
Well, I think the same week we had Brazil ILR free, and I don't think I'm ever going to stop going on about it. I had this one lap, and you were commenting where I went from seventh to third, which was the net lead, and that won me that race. And I don't know, it's the best league racing I've ever done. And like I said, I don't stop ever going on about it. I think I probably have it saved somewhere how I was reacting as all that was going on, and I think Tom could tell you I was screaming as well. With all this voice crack and all that stuff, you have no idea. I think it was way worse when I was carving way through the field. But nah, I think Brazil season three, ILR free, was probably my best moment. Just that whole race was brilliant.
And you've been eternally cursed with not having a race victory because I don't commentate any of your races anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that also leads on to Weislig as well.
Oh
That
no.
curse continues because he also won that Brazilian Grand Prix from season three, the same one that Paga won. He hasn't won a single race in ILR since, so it's not been going well for him. So, in your opinion, what is the hardest thing about commentating?
It may sound a bit weird, but I do honestly quite a lot of commentaries, and sometimes honestly the commitment is quite difficult because sometimes I would do 5 or 6 a week, I think sometimes when, say, a championship's over or something like that, it can be a little bit more difficult to commentate. I don't know if there's less to talk about, if you get what I mean. That can really be when it gets difficult. I've never had a proper blank because of it, but sometimes it can be a little difficult, yeah, when there's just nothing really going on. And it's difficult to have the commitment to do so, to actually commentate it, since there's nothing, if you get what I mean.
And on the flip side of that, what's the most enjoyable thing about commentating?
I think it's just good to see the racing, really. I mean, the racing is brilliant. We've seen many good races from it. And when you're able to sort of like say to the viewers just how good it is, if you're able to sort of bring it across and, they get a good response from it and everyone's enjoying it, it feels good because, everything's working perfectly. It's what you sort of aim for, no mistakes and anything like that, and just a good race to talk about. So I think it's most rewarding when you have a good race and you're able to bring it across to viewers as well.
And of course, ILR, the lineups have just been announced yesterday. We're doing ILR2 again. What do you think of the lineup?
Oh, it's gonna be good. I mean, I was hoping to have Tom and Paga in the same tier to be going for. I don't know where Paga is. He kept teasing. I haven't seen him anywhere. But I think Tom. I think Paco's in there as well. Tom, Paco, Jake somehow still there, and others. I think there's that many good drivers that we've seen. I mean, it's gonna be a mad season, isn't it? It just anything could happen, and it's gonna be really fun to watch. That shame is though, Wyatt is a reserve, isn't he? So, oh dear.
Yeah,
No
it's
wins.
no wins at all. Unless he comes in as a reserve in Brazil, then because Brazil's final
Well,
round, shorter season. Um, but yeah, no, it's going to be mad. I've never seen a tier as stacked as that. I mean, last season we thought it was stacked, but my God, this season is even it's mad. Um, and moving back to league racing, how do you find the league racing community in general? Do you find it's welcoming, or do you think it's a little bit toxic at times?
it's very rare occasions where I find it's been properly toxic. Most of the people I've met through league racing have been great people. I mean, there's so many people on ILR that I've met and talked to that are great people. I think the whole of ILR in general is a great place, and other places like SLR as well and the ERL. They're just great people. I don't think there's that many toxic people out there, and if there is, people don't really associate themselves with them anyway, so it's not that bad. I think as a whole, it's good to be a part of this community. I really do enjoy it, and like I say, just people I've met. I mean, any of my Twitter videos or my YouTube streams or whatever, it's always filled with people I've met through league racing. They're basically the people I've talked to the most, really. So yeah, I think it is a very good community. I enjoy being a part of it.
You did mention it during that, but I'll ask: have you made any friends through the league racing community?
I mean, there's so many people. I mean, just through ILR3 alone, just through racing with people, even just respect you gain for racing with people. Say Warren, for example. I met Warren after Australia in season 3 of ILR, and we just had a few battles, and straight off of that, we became good friends and all that. And other people talking to, even from commentary itself, talking to people after commentaries or being in chats with people, and it's just very easy to get along with people. It's yeah, it's a great community. I've got many friends from it, and yeah, like I say, PlayStation parties get really quite fun nowadays. When we're doing league racing, it's always filled with people, and we're always having a good time and all that. And yeah, it is great, the people that you meet, honestly.
And finally, Owen, where do you see yourself being in a few years' time?
Well, ideally, in an ideal world, I want to be at a racetrack. To be honest, commentating. I don't know exactly how easy that would be, but I think it may seem really optimistic, but I think that's a dream. I mean, even just to be in this 25 years, commentating somehow, somewhere, that would really be where I want to be, and just still be a part of the community as well. You don't want to ever leave a community like this, to be honest. And yeah, I just sort of want to stay where I am, just higher up, if you get what I mean. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, unfortunately, that's all we have time for. Owen, thank you very much for joining me. I'll be seeing you, of course, further down the line in the commentary box, but very grateful to have you on, and all the success for the future.
Thanks for having me, and looking forward to ILR this season.
Of course. So that has been episode 8 of One Mic, One Wheel. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Join us next time when we'll be talking to another member of the sim racing community to talk about their story and their journey through esports. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and subscribe to the Spotify, which is going very well over there, and I appreciate all the downloads and all the listens that you guys are giving this podcast and all the support that you're giving it. This has been it's been a great journey so far. Let's keep it going. But thank you guys very much for joining me, and I will see you next time out for episode 9. Thank you and goodbye.